What are some weirdly specific things that you consider to be red flags in men?
Men who are rude to fat women or traditionally unattractive women. Let me explain. As a fat woman, a lot of the time, guys will come up to my friends and I and will flirt with my thinner friends. And that's fine. But the way that they interact with me tells me every single thing I need to know about them. If they acknowledge my presence, say hello, whatever, chill. But so many times, they won't even look me in the eye. They will talk to my friends and pretend like I'm not there. And that immediately tells me that that person doesn't respect me. So men who don't respect women, they don't find fuckable, they don't respect women. Like, straight up, they do not respect women. Because if they don't respect a woman they're not attracted to, then they're just trying to be kind to you because they want to get into your pants. If you have a fat friend and she gets bad vibes from a guy, listen to her, she is right.
Colt 45, you're in a cult. Baby, you're in a cult. You're in a culty cult. The cultiest cult.
How does it feel to not know about the Power Girl boob window thing?
So this video reminded me of one of my favorite things to ever happen in the comics community. I'm here to talk to you about the Hawkeye Initiative. Back in December of 2012, comic artist Noelle Stevenson of Lumberjanes and She-Ra fame made a post on her Tumblr stating that the easiest way to fix the strong female character pose in most superhero comics is to replace the character with Hawkeye doing the same pose. Shortly after that, to prove this point, artists hours ago put up their version of the 2011 Hawkeye and Black Widow comic cover where the characters were reversed, which led to other artists chiming in with their own contributions. This led to the formation of a blog dedicated to this act known as the Hawkeye Initiative, and established the Hawkeye rule, which is sort of like the sexy lamp test but for artists, and states that if you're a comic artist and you're worried about the way your female characters are posed, replace them with Hawkeye, and as long as the pose isn't still overly sexual or physically impossible, then you're in the clear.
So that's fatphobic. It's fatphobic to say, wow, I made myself fatter and then I took that filter off and I realized that, like, my body's not that bad. And a lot of people are excusing this as body dysmorphia, but we have to understand who's being hurt by this and who's being impacted by this. So what you're doing is you're showing my body as your before, right, as your reaction, and you're saying, oh, wow, I had to take a deep breath because thank God I don't look like that, right? So that's continuing fat phobia, continuing anti-fatness. It's not fat people crying like, oh my God, look what happened. It's a true statement that that is fat phobic.
Here is how President Biden will destroy America from the inside out. It was announced that Joe Biden picked Pete Buttigieg as the transportation secretary and became the first openly gay person in the presidential cabinet. The catch? Gays can't drive. So either Pete isn't really gay, or Biden sabotaging him.
This is probably going to piss off a lot of people. But a relationship between a man and a woman is inherently unequal. And that goes for any relationship where someone is deciding to date their oppressor. Just like all white people have racism brainwashed into them, all males have misogyny brainwashed into them. And any male who claims not to be a misogynist is a misogynist, because a self-aware man knows that he has it brainwashed into him. And any time that a woman decides to be in a relationship with a man, she's making a sacrifice and a commitment knowing that she's dating her oppressor. Almost all women have sexual trauma and emotional abuse trauma, literally just from society. And she's taking a risk in being with you and making a commitment to help you undo your brainwashing. Now, of course, I'm not saying that people shouldn't date the opposite gender, but a lack of awareness can cause problems.
Hey, trans people, why are you trans? Wrong answers only.
Well, back in junior high, I used to joke that I was a lesbian a lot. And then I made an alternate MySpace account at the time. Yeah, I'm old. And it was essentially my gay alter ego. And it was a joke at the time. And yeah, That's how you become trans, so just a heads up. If you wear an American flag, be it like a hat, a mask, shoes, I don't know. Just, if you wear an American flag, I do not trust you in any way. I do not trust you. I will be extremely cautious around you. Not trust you.
Go ahead and step on the scale. Sure, I'm just gonna step on it backwards, and please don't tell me the number. I have an eating disorder, and that's what my therapist recommends. Sure, no problem. I'll just leave this here for the doctor. Great. Thanks. Kind of defeated the purpose of weighing backwards. Good to see you again. Go ahead and step on the scale. Hey, just a reminder, if you could just weigh me backwards and then not write it down on the paper you leave right by me, that would be great. All right, I see the nurse took all your vitals. Oh! Yeah, it looks like your weight has changed. Yeah, I weigh backwards. I have an eating disorder and asked her not to write the weight down where I could see. So you don't want to know, even if it's good news? No, I don't want to know. Even if it's good news.
No fucking way. Look at this. $6,100 Milwaukee. Oh my god. Every single one they're taking. This is too close to home. Look at this.
It's like a picture when they go out the door.
If I right now decided that I wanted to play Monopoly with you, and for 400 rounds of playing Monopoly, I didn't allow you to have any money, I didn't allow you to have anything on the board, I didn't allow for you to have anything. And then we played another 50 rounds of Monopoly, and everything that you gained and you earned while you were playing that round of Monopoly was taken from you. That was Tulsa, that was Rosewood. Those are places where we built black economic wealth, where we were self-sufficient, where we owned our stores, where we owned our property, and they burned them to the ground. So that's 450 years. So for 400 rounds of Monopoly, you don't get to play at all. Not only do you not get to play, you have to play on the behalf of the person that you're playing against. You have to play and make money and earn wealth for them, and then you have to turn it over to them.
The liberal Democrat media says I can't sunbathe in December because it's bad for my health and I could get hypothermia. Well, to CNN and MSNBC, I can do whatever the hell I want. I know my rights.
I'm in Crested Butte, Colorado. I would say it's the most beautiful city in the United States. Unfortunately, a lot of the businesses here, almost every single one of them actually, has help wanted signs up, and a lot of them have closed either for the day or early on the day or only open a couple days a week because there's nobody to work here. People buying second homes in Crested Butte have priced out hospitality workers, and the only rental is in Crested Butte South, which is more expensive than Denver. There's nobody to work this town to help serve the people with too much money that come and most likely weekend here or vacation here. Even the restaurants that I wanted to go check out, a couple bars I wanted to check out, either have signs posted that they're closing early or have hours posted but they're not open, and there's a sign saying that they are short-staffed today, unfortunately, and they had to shut down. There's still a decent number of people in this town, but half of the businesses can't hire enough people to keep them open. It's a very sad decline of people with too much money, and the people that serve them don't have enough money. And it is a real shame. It's very disheartening.
SNL refused to air a sketch about the Avengers killing an unarmed black teen. Why was that even a pitch?
So it's a scientific fact that gay people in fact do walk fast. So the fact that Joe Biden appointed Pete Buttigieg as the head of transportation is actually a genius move. Like, I just think that traffic will reduce because of the appointment. It's just like, it's science. I'm a big science guy. I don't know if
You know who really doesn't need to worry about the coronavirus vaccine? The bitch that jumped into the Hudson River. Y'all remember her? I would not even make a
Extreme poverty, we are told, have plummeted under global capitalism. We are told that global capitalism has cut poverty by as much as 80 or 90%. This reminds me of my mother. Whenever I ranted about how bad the situation was today, she would tell me how much worse it had been before. Be grateful for the improvements, Richard, she would say. I wasn't convinced then, and I'm not now. These champions of capitalism are slick, I'll give them that, but here's why they're wrong. Their clever math comes from how they define poverty. According to the World Bank, anyone making under $1.90 a day is considered poor. Everyone else is okay. But that number isn't actually based on the living costs of any actual person. It's totally arbitrary. Could you live on $1.90 a day? The United Nations doesn't think so.